So at Princeton, some radical stuff's going on in the 1980s. So I'll just read this paragraph here. So he says, while Marxism may have failed in Moscow, class conflict thrived on the American campus, where gender, race, and class politics increasingly drove academic debate. If the 70s had been the time of radical theories, then the 80s were the time when politics began increasingly to replace professionalism in the universities. Government lent powerful reinforcement to the new concept of the university with regulations and funding that favored social justice over knowledge or merit. Women and minorities could now openly use their subjects to argue for the purposes of their cause. New class divisions appeared in faculties where the institutional reputation was now established by the presence of academic stars, and the books of the new demoversity were balanced by doing much of the teaching with off-the-ladder, poorly paid part-time help. So this is definitely a problem even today, and you may, I think, just a year ago or so, and it hasn't resolved yet. So you're going to still see the odd report. There was all kinds of bad press about universities using greater and greater percentages of part-time, or something's called assistant or adjunct professors to teach their courses, to teach their undergraduate students. A larger and larger proportion of these instructors were actually part-timers. That has been an issue because the university, it makes them look bad, especially when they're supposed to be social justice types and not class-based and not elitist and not just about rich, or I guess rich white old men. And that what they're doing is they're hiring all these different groups to diversify their workplace, but they're still hiring all kinds of part-timers. So it makes them look bad, and you don't really get the quality. Or they're hiring grad students, right, like they did me, which of course we don't have the experience of tenured profs, and you're not going to get the quality. So on page 256 we have more discussion on this topic. So he says, the breakup of universities into special interest pressure groups was accelerated by the appearance of a wider academic class system than had been known before. This was ironic since the new activism absolutely denounced class differences. Faculties were always hierarchical, but increasingly a group of stars appeared at the top, while at the bottom a teaching underclass began to appear in numbers never known before. Entering the academy in the late 80s, many new PhDs became part-time teaching help paid by the hour or the course, without benefits and off the tenure ladder.